In the heart of a forsaken forest, there lay a decrepit mansion, long abandoned and swallowed by the ravenous embrace of nature. Its once grand facade was now crumbling, vines entangling its lifeless walls and shattered windows reflecting the sorrow of yesteryears. Nobody dared venture near it, for stories whispered of a horrific past, of souls trapped within its walls, endlessly searching for salvation or vengeance. Aya, a young writer with a thirst for the unknown, had heard these tales and felt an inexplicable pull toward the mansion. Armed with her notebook and a flashlight, she ventured into the forest one fateful evening, driven by a mix of curiosity and a desire to find inspiration for her next novel. As she approached the mansion, the air grew colder and an eerie silence enveloped her, broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves. Aya stepped through the creaking doorway, every fiber of her being on high alert. The interior was even more dilapidated, with centuries-old dust hovering in the air and cobwebs draping every surface. Shadows seemed to dance around her, flickering in the dim light of her flashlight. As she explored the mansion's haunted corridors, she stumbled upon an old diary, its pages yellowed and brittle. The spine creaked as she opened it, revealing the final entries of a man named Elias, who had lived there over a century ago. His writing spoke of strange occurrences, of whispers in the night and dark figures lurking just out of sight. Elias's words painted a picture of a descent into madness, culminating in a chilling revelation. The mansion was alive, feeding on the fear of those within its walls. Driven by a mix of fear and fascination, Aya continued reading until she reached the final entry. Elias wrote of a ritual, a desperate attempt to appease the malevolent spirits that had taken root in the mansion. He described a mirror in the ballroom, which served as a portal to the other side. Guided by Elias's words, Aya made her way to the ballroom, her heart pounding. There, in the center of the room, stood an ornate, full-length mirror, its surface grimy and covered in handprints. Summoning all her courage, she wiped the glass clean, her reflection staring back at her with an intensity that made her shiver. Suddenly, the room grew colder and the shadows lengthened, their forms becoming more distinct. Whispers filled the air, growing louder and more frantic. Aya felt a force pulling her toward the mirror, her reflection now moving independently, beckoning her to step through the glass. With a final, breath